Hey guys, you're watching Big Drone Flyer 77. When we come back, got the Eachine E013. This is the Plus version. So this one's actually pretty cool, you guys. Want to learn more? Well, stay tuned right after this intro. Hey, welcome back everybody. Thanks for joining me today. Hey, so I got the new Eachine. This is the E013. This is the Plus version. And for those of you that had the little small pepper, this is the upgrade version to that. So they actually give you a bigger battery. I actually ordered this from Banggood.com. This is mine personally because I wanted to have it and test it out. It just looked pretty fun. I just wanted to see how well this ends up working out. But I ordered mine with 3 batteries. The third one's up underneath here. So you got this upgrade version. It's definitely a little bit bigger than the pepper. So if you do have the pepper version, I'll show you that here. So here's the small pepper version. So here's the original and this is the upgrade, and you can see definitely a big size difference. You got bigger motors on here. I can't remember what size the motors is on the small pepper, but this one here, this one's got it's still brushed, so you got the 8520 brushed motors on this one. So, but it does have a lot more power than this little guy. And plus two, you have Acro and you have turtle mode. So for those who are already FPV racers, they know what turtle mode is. For those that are new like myself, turtle mode is when it lands upside down. As long as you're in a clearing like this, flat surface, you go ahead and hit the turtle mode button on there and it'll flop it back around. It'll flip it back around for you, so it'll upright itself. So, you know, that's pretty cool. We'll test that out in a flight outside. I'm just going to do a line of sight. It's pretty windy out. I'm not going to put the goggles on. I probably will do a little video to test out the camera. This one's got a 120 degree field of view on this one. It's the 1000 TVL, so you know it's supposed to be a decent little camera, so I think that'll be okay. This one I believe supports OSD, so you're going to at least see the voltage in your goggles if your goggles support that. So you'll be able to see what the voltage is of the battery. So anyways, you got the controller here. So you got right here, these are all just your trim buttons. You got your power button here. Then you got your modes. So mode 1 will be just your standard rate. Mode 2 will be your horizon. It'll make 2 beeps. And then 3 beeps will be Acro. So you'll be in Acro mode. You know, Acro, I'm not going to do on line of sight. I'll probably do that in a later video when I go for FPV flight. But you got your channel selector here. It's got 48 channels. And then you got your band. And I believe it's like 6 band on this one. So you can select the bands. That way, in case you're out there flying with someone else. It does come with a monitor holder. Even though this is 5.8 gigahertz, it's not Wi-Fi. So if you have a FPV monitor, which I'm going to go and charge up and use one of my monitors, you can go and put the monitor in here and be able to fly FPV without goggles and watch your 5.8 gigahertz monitor here. So with this one, it comes with different versions. It comes with, you can order with the E006 FPV goggles, which I'll go and put a link up here. When I reviewed this, that's what this came with. You can see those goggles. I'm not going to go and review those, but it also has another option to order like some. I think they're electronic and infrared. So you got some different little gates that end up. I think it monitors how many times you go through it, things like that. You'll have to look in the options. I'll leave a link for this down below. So anyways, here's the manual. Tells you all the functions, the channels, how to switch between the channels. Shows you everything that comes in the package like I got, but I ordered mine with 2 extra batteries, so I got 3 in total. They give you an option of 1, 2, and 3, and those other items I mentioned. But here's all the channels here. It tells you how to select them. Tells you what size the batteries, which the battery is 3.7 volt. They're 500 milliamps. and it's 25C is the rating on that, so it gives you a pretty good battery there. But got a little colored pictures here, gives you some more information. So the controller there, I don't believe this button right here, I don't think it does anything, because I tried it out and I didn't see it do anything. It doesn't even label it here as well, so I think that's just an extra button. They might have used this controller for something else. So oh, that's what I was going to show too before I forget. Right here's for turtle mode, so you can actually press this button to reverse and flip back over. That way you can go and if this thing's upside down, you press this button, it should flip it back over. But we'll test that outside and see how that does. But anyways, you got your spare props, screwdriver. This one takes batteries on both sides. I took the screws out, and it's two AAAs on both sides here. I kept the screws out because I usually take the batteries out of these controllers after I'm done using it, so that way, in case there's any problems with the batteries, they don't explode and wreck the insides of that. So I always tell people, always disconnect everything, pull your batteries out of all your controllers if you're not going to use it for even a few days. So alright guys, so anyways, that's basically it. The good thing about this is it does have the motors. I love how they made it where the motors can actually be pulled out without, you can unplug them, but I've had some drones where you unplug them, but then you still have to take the plug apart to be able to pull the motors through. Well, on this, they give you enough space right here to be able to pop the motor out if it goes bad. You'll be able to unplug it and feed the plug all the way through, so you don't have to disconnect any of the plug sockets and pull the pins out. So that's awesome. I like that. So anyways guys, the only bummer is that this is a fixed camera, so you can't angle the camera up or down. So if you're in Acro or even Horizon and you got a pitch on this, you're going to be looking down at the ground. So that's kind of a bummer, you guys. But anyways, it's super windy. I'm going to just do a line of sight flight. So let's get out there and see what it does. Alright guys, I'm out here with the Eachine. This is the E013. This is a Plus model. I went ahead and plugged it in. I got my Eachine goggles plugged in for the DVR. So I'm just going to do a line of sight though and show you the DVR footage, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Let me go ahead and bind it by going up, down. Should be bound. You got one key takeoff and that's one key land. Also, if you hold this button down when that's upside down, it'll flip back over. So let's just go ahead and we're going to go in rate 1. That's rate 2 for Horizon, and that's Acro. So let's get back to rate 1. Alright, here we go guys. That arms it. It's super windy, you guys, so I'm going to see how well this thing could do in the wind. I'm only in rate 1. And the wind's really bad today, so I apologize for the wind noise in the microphone. The wind's starting to catch it and bring it back up, so thing's actually pretty sporty, not too bad. And do a little DVR film here so I can see myself. Car coming, so I'm gonna move out of the way. Alright, I'm not used to any cars coming in over here, but it flies pretty good. Let me pause you guys for one moment. Let me press that. I'll stop the motors. Let's try this again. There was a car coming. I'm actually, let me take off again. Wind's picking up pretty good. This is a manual flyer, so don't forget, it's a manual flyer, but you can kind of adjust the stick to stay, which works out pretty good. Yeah, the wind's blowing around pretty good, but that's just rate 1. Let's try Horizon. Yeah, Horizon's not too bad. Puts quite a bit of a pitch on it. Bring it back down a little bit. So Horizon works pretty good, fighting the wind. We got about 5 to 7 mile an hour winds right now. I know it's going to be hard to see because of this thing being so small, but it's a pretty good little drone, you guys. I'm not going to try out Acro until the wind stops and I do the goggles, because I don't want to crash it on this asphalt and then break something. So anyways, yeah, this thing flies pretty decent, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and land it for a second here. Bring it down. I think I got another car coming. Alright, I may shoot this video again, you guys, because I've been getting a lot of traffic out here. I want to actually show you guys turtle mode real quick. So there it is upside down. If you're flipped over, you're on something, you're not on grass, just hold this button down right here. And there we go, it's ready to go. How cool is that? And turtle mode works really good on this thing. Horizon mode's pretty nice, especially with this wind. You can see the wind blowing. See the trees going, so it's getting quite a bit of wind here, and it's handling it just fine. So I'm sure Acro will probably make it handle a lot better, but Horizon's doing really well, you guys. So anyways, you can change the band and the channel here. Then like I said, you got it. That's Acro, but I'm going to click back out of there because I do not want to go and crash it and break my frame. There goes the prop. There it is. Perfect. Alright guys, so if this thing does land pretty hard, which it didn't land too hard, but I want to tell you guys that I even tried it in the house, landed a little too hard on the floor, and these props will pop off really fast, so you'll lose them in a heartbeat, especially being clear and it lands in something green or something. You won't find it. So you definitely want to go and do some mods on getting these on there. You know, you might even want to try like a little nail polish, you know, like the clear nail polish. You can always use a little bit of that, or some people use a little cellophane, put it over the shaft right here, and then push it down with that little bit of cellophane. That way it makes it a little bit tighter to hold these props on, because they will come flying off, you guys. So there's a bunch of mods out there on how to keep these props on a lot better. So anyways guys, that's basically it. You got just around close to 5 minutes of flight time, so it's not a long flyer. That's why I got 3 batteries. So you definitely want to order at least a couple of these batteries, 2 or 3 of them, and it still keeps you under the $50 range, unless you want to go and get the goggles and you want to get the gates that you can get that's got infrared on them, where you know you can keep track of how many times you go through there and all that stuff. That's up to you. So I'll definitely leave a link down in the descriptions, guys. I'm going to do some more tests with this later on when the weather gets better, because right now it is just super windy, you guys. So I'm going to have to cut this short, and I'm getting a lot of traffic out here as well. So next video I'll go ahead and do a video on Acro with this using the goggles. So I'll end up using those Eachine E013s, which I got sitting over there. I'm not too sure if the DVR footage came out because my goggles went dead, so I may go and charge these up for a few minutes, and then maybe just do a couple little flights around real quick just to show you the image from this camera. So alright guys, thanks for watching. Like always, God bless, cheers, and happy flying.